Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Brendan Halbum and I'm the owner of Made Candles and Made Quality Supply here in Jamestown, New York. And today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make your very own soy candles right at home. We're going to be utilizing the DIY candle making kit that I created here in Jamestown, and it is available on madecandles.com and madequality.supply. Everything in the box is 100% American made, and I've sourced it so that it is the highest quality components so that you guys get the best quality product possible. Now when you order your box, it's going to come in the mail. It's going to look pretty awesome with this new packaging that I got printed. And you'll open the box, and inside is going to come 2 tins. I have available black or white, but for this time we're gonna use white candles. And it'll come with 2 ounces of fragrance oil. It'll come with 13 ounces of soy wax, a pouring pitcher, and 2 popsicle sticks that have been modified to be wick tabs so they can hold your wick in place when you're pouring your candles. Now, to help you guys out and to save a little bit of time, I've pre-wicked your tins because what I normally use is rubber cement, and not everybody has that available, and I wanted to cut down on some wait time because it is about a 20-minute wait time between when you actually glue your wicks and when you're ready to actually do the whole rest of the process. So by doing that, it saves you guys just a little bit of time and you can have more fun together. They come pre-wicked with 100% cotton wicks so that there's no lead in the middle of the wick like some people have talked about. And know that all of the components in this box are fresh and they're safe for your kids and your pets and everything. So you have nothing to worry about, which is pretty awesome. And I wanted to make sure that that was a key component of how I built these out. Now, some other things that you're going to need that you should be able to find at home are a thermometer. You can use a candy thermometer or a meat thermometer, just anything that you can use to measure the heat of the wax once it's been melted in your pouring pitcher. You're also going to need about a 5-quart pot so that your pouring pitcher fits nice and the handle sits outside of your pot. And you're going to need approximately 1.5 cups of water at the bottom of your pot. So if you guys are ready to start making your candles, you're going to want to grab your 2 bags of wax. And I did this so that you could have the option of making 1 candle or both of them at the same time. It was also easier to pack them this way in the box. And you're going to want to dump those directly into your little pouring pitcher. And for the sake of this, I'm just going to do 1 candle to show you guys how to do it. And it's pretty easy and it's a lot of fun. So we're going to take the pouring pitcher, put it into the pot with the water, and turn that on. And it'll take a little bit of time for that to heat up because essentially what you're doing is you're creating a double boiler system where the water heats up around the pot and melts the wax. And because soy wax melts at a much lower temperature than paraffin or beeswax, it'll melt pretty quickly once the water gets up to temperature and heats up the pouring pitcher. Okay, so once your wax has fully melted so that it's in a liquid state, you're going to want to temp it with your candy or meat thermometer. Make sure you don't burn yourself. But your goal is you want to make sure that it gets up to about 180 degrees because that is the temperature at which the fragrance oil, when you add it to the wax, is able to disseminate into the wax and mix around and make sure that the entire candle smells the same way all the way through. And so as we're temping it, it'll continue to rise and rise. And while you're waiting for that, you might as well take your popsicle stick, stick it on the end of your wick, and make sure that that wick is perfectly centered in the middle of your tin, because that way you'll get an even burn all the way down through your candle. So once you've temped your wax and made sure that it reached 180 degrees, you'll take your thermometer out, and then you're going to want to take your pouring pitcher out of the water and set it on the counter on something that can take that water and then you're going to want to put approximately a tablespoon of your fragrance oil, or half of the bottle if you're only doing one container, into the wax. And so once you've added that, take your thermometer and just kind of mix that around to make sure that the hot wax melts that oil and that it's all mixed together. So once you've poured in your fragrance oil into the wax and mixed it around with your thermometer, leave the thermometer in and make sure that gets down to the sweet spot of temperature, I call it, which is between 135 and 150 degrees. In that area, it's the perfect temperature to pour into your metal tin, and when it hardens, it's going to have a nice flat top to it. So it'll look nice and pretty, and it'll be a good looking candle, which is what you're going for. Once your wax gets down to between 135 and 150 degrees, take your thermometer out and you're ready to pour your first candle. So you'll take your pouring pitcher, and this lip right here, you're going to want to make sure is further over on the farther side of the candle than where you're pouring, because the wax is going to have a tendency to come back down the side of the pitcher if you don't pour it exactly or correctly. So just to have a little safety zone, I do that, and that gives it a little buffer. And then you're going to pour it until it hits that nice line right inside, and that's a perfect pour for your first candle. Once you've poured your candle, it'll take approximately between 2 and 4 hours for it to fully harden and set. It allows the wax, which is, like I said, between 135 and 150 degrees, to cool down enough so that it can go from a liquid to a hardened state. And once it does that, your candle is ready for transport if you're taking it somewhere else, or you can start utilizing it and burn it as soon as it's set. My last tip for you guys, when your candle is set and hardened and ready to go, is you take your wick tab off, and then when you trim your wick, this is key so that you don't have too much wick to burn before it hits the wax. You're going to want to trim it right level with the top of the tin so that you can put your lid on top and enjoy your candles, guys. If you guys like this class, please email me below and just tell me how you liked it. I really love reviews, and I would love the ability to put some on the website to showcase some people who have really enjoyed making their very own candle at home. And if you guys are interested in doing this as a full-time business, sign up for my email course, which is on the main page of my website, because I'm going to be launching a Made Candles Masterclass soon, which will teach you every single step on how to start your own business, from not just making a candle, but sourcing all of your products, creating candles that are appealing to a wide demographic of people, and all of the business that goes behind building a candle business that lasts a lifetime.